Hey there, fellow wanderers of the digital universe. Welcome to the Web3 Quick Bites podcast, the only podcast that's as groovy as a blockchain on a sunny day. I'm your host, Olabisi, and I'm yet to take you on a trippy journey into the fascinating realm of blockchain, AI, Internet of Things, and all things Web3. We'll be jamming into the latest beats in the decentralized world, exploring the far outreaches of digital reality, and chatting with some of the brilliant minds in the industry. Whether you're a seasoned crypto guru or a curious newbie, we've got something for everyone. So, kick off your shoes, turn on your lava lamps, and join me on a far out journey through the digital cosmos. Let's get started. If you're a Web3 beginner and you stumbled upon this podcast, you might be wondering, wait a damn minute, what the heck is Web3 and why does it concern me? I'm not interested in none of that techie stuff. Don't worry, my friend. I get it. I was once a novice and I hated tech related stuff because I thought they were boring. Really, I thought they were boring because of all the techie things you have to read, techie knowledge you need to understand first. So I hated it because I thought they were boring. For real. But let me tell you one thing. Web3 is anything but boring. And it's so exciting that I'm almost tempted to start a Web3 fan club. Honestly, I'm almost tempted to start a fan club. Okay, yeah, all fellow Web3 lovers, all fellow Web3 fans, let's just come together and start a fan club. It's that exciting. You know what makes anyone want to start a fan club? It's because they enjoy it and they also want to connect with like-minded people. So yeah, so when I tell you I want to start a Web3 fan club, I'm serious. Web3 is exciting and it's really interesting. But seriously, if a marketer listening to this podcast, the knowledge I'll be sharing in this episode will come in handy. So what do you say? Let's get right into it, shall we? Before we dive into the specifics of Web3, let's just jump on our time machine and take a trip down memory lane. I mean, before I get into what Web3 is and why marketers should use it, let me just take, for the sake of beginners and for people who are just hearing about Web3 for the first time, let me let me take a trip down memory lane for you. So, back in the day, the internet was like the wild, wild west. It was like a lawless land of static web pages that looked like your great grandma designed them. Really. It was like a boring old library that you could browse through, but it lacked personality and excitement. Can you imagine that? Just imagine if it was Web1 we're using now. Just imagine how boring everybody will be. The social media and nothing. I can't even imagine how they endured Web1 back in the days. But then, out of nowhere, Web2 burst onto the scene and brought the internet to life. So it was like the internet grew a personality and started talking to us. Can you imagine? From a static pages, from internet that looked like a lawless land, now started talking back to us. Like it just grew a personality from nowhere and started talking back to us. How cool was that? So suddenly we had social media, your Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. We had online shopping, your Amazon, your Alibaba, and the rest. We had cute videos, galore. I mean, look at your TikTok, your Instagram reels, your YouTube shorts, and yeah, sweet Netflix and all other streaming platforms are all Web2 platforms. You can engage on them. You can connect with people wherever you are, wherever you may be. You can connect with people from around the world, and that is what Web2 was. That is Web2 for you, and that is what we're currently using. And Web2 is just like you could lose yourself for hours scrolling through your social media feed. I don't feel guilty about scrolling on your phone. You know those sneak peeks when you're supposed to be busy and then you just check your phone to check your socials for a couple of minutes. And then you don't have to feel guilty about it. Well, except you have a deadline and you're checking your social media. Then you should feel guilty about that. But now it's time for the next chapter in the internet's evolution. I think this is the part where I need a drum roll that Web3. So Web3 is like after improved personality, so the internet already has a personality, that which we're using right now. It's not only the internet is finally coming of age. Internet has finally said, you know what? I want to put on my big boy pants and yeah, putting on big boy pants and saying, I'm here to make a difference. But hold on. I should probably be dramatic about it and say it in my Darth Vader voice, like, okay, I'm here to make a difference. That was a bit dramatic, really. Oh, but we Web3, right? But seriously, that's just it. Web3 is just announcing that, okay, yeah, I'm putting on my big boy pants. I'm decided to take charge. Yeah, I grew a personality and so what? Now it's time for me to take charge. And so with Web3 is moving away from centralized platforms like Google and Facebook. Shout out to Google and Facebook. To a decentralized internet that's owned and controlled by the users. Yes, you. You have to control and own the internet. You control it and you own it. How cool is that? I mean, we're finally talking about a whole new level of interactivity and control. Users can now finally take the reins and have more control over their data and digital assets. Let's just say it's like the Avengers of the internet, decentralized, secure, and ready to take down the bad guys. Yeah. So it's going to revolutionize the way we interact with the internet and give us more control over our data and online identity. So nobody anywhere or no one anywhere is going to steal your data, but it's going to have access to it. It's going to be owned by you. You control it. You control whatever you put out there, and it's owned by you. There's no big corporation selling your data to anyone. Right? It sounds fancy, but now back to the topic of the day. Why should marketers care about Web3? I'm already having a great time working on Web2 marketing, my paid ads, my social media marketing. I already have all this thing working out well for me. So why should I bother about an internet that just decided to put on his big boy pants? Well, for starters, Web3 is expected to bring about a more transparent and equitable digital landscape. I mean, this means that advertisers will have to be more mindful about how they collect, use, and store user data. So, the most exciting aspect of Web3 marketing for me is that, and I'm sure you are agreeing with me if you're listening to this, is that Web3 can completely, and I mean completely transform the marketing industry. Okay, think about the massive potential for more meaningful and authentic connections with customers. Just think about it for a minute. Now you have direct access to customers. You can't just do a one size fits all for anyone again. So you have to shift away from one size fits all advertising and focus on building genuine relationships with your audience. Because if you don't, you can't have access to their data. They won't even give you. And so with users not having more control over their data, we have to shift away from we'll have to shift away from old tactics and focus on building genuine relationships. Yes, that's start building genuine relationships with these people. Why else? I'm not giving you my data. So what does this mean? What does this mean basically means that it's time to put the social back in social media. Really. So it's time to put the social back in social media. And with Web3, we can create more targeted campaigns that provides real value to customers. So it's like going from shooting arrows in the dark to hitting the bullseye every time. And the problem currently with Web2 marketing now is that you have to do loads of research. You have to get like a personal, a day in the live map. You have to understand people so that you don't just end up shooting your arrows in the dark. Even at the end of the day, you end up there are a couple of mistakes and errors you make, right? And then your campaigns might not hit the mark 100%. And so those are the issues currently facing in Web2. But with Web3 is like you're eating the bullseye every time, like eating the bullseye every time. Because okay, these are the set of people you're targeting, so set of people you want to reach with your campaigns and your communication. So just imagine how cool that is going to be. And also one of the coolest things about Web3 is that it eliminates the middleman. No, I'm not not like in a mob movie or a scene straight out of The Godfather. No, shout out to Godfather. That movie was epic. I'm talking about third party platforms like Facebook and Google. So it's going to eliminate the middleman, so you don't have to reach out to Facebook before you can get and the access to your audience data or your customers data. No middleman, eliminated. It's now you directly to your audience. And so you can now reach your audience directly without having to rely on these tech giant platforms, tech platform giants, whichever way. We are finally be our bosses and get our hands on that sweet, sweet, yummy strawberry vanilla customer data. And it's not just about us marketers, really. I mean, Web3 can disrupt the entire advertising industry. Yeah. So consumers can choose to opt into ads and they will even get compensated for their attention. I know. It sounds crazy, but trust me, it's happening. So consumers can be like, okay, yeah, I don't want to see ads, but if I want to see ads, what's in it for me? Like, oh yeah, if you want to see our ads, if you want us, if you opt in to see our ads and our campaigns, you get paid for it. Ooh, so you mean I can get like a couple of tokens? I can get like NFTs. I can get cryptocurrencies just because I choose to opt in for ads. I mean, so it's not like a case of you must see ads by force by fire. I mean, and nowadays on your Instagram or your Facebook, basically almost all social media. See for Pinterest, I don't know if Pinterest has started showing ads. Everywhere you see ads, it's even start seeing posts from people you are not following, and then it can be it's a mess. It's not. It can be. It's actually quite a mess, right? But now with Web3, none of that will be happening. You can choose to. And then I know some people like their page. They like their page sing. They like a bit of sanity. So most people be like, nah, I don't want that. Other people just to earn like a couple of nice NFTs or tokens or coins might choose to opt in ads. So what I'm trying to say now is that you can choose to opt into ads and then you get compensated for your attention. It might sound crazy. Trust me, it's actually happening. And so, what does this mean for advertisers? It will mean that they have to step up their game and even create more engaging and relevant ads to capture the audience's attention, right? So, this means that it's a win win situation for both consumers, advertisers, and marketers. And also, one thing that I also like to mention is that Web3 is expected to enable new digital marketing forms that were previously impossible. Okay, for example, blockchain technology can be used to create loyalty programs or reward users for engaging with ads, like I mentioned earlier. And so, of course, but yeah, I know I've actually had this conversation with people before, and they're like, "Yeah, you're going on about Web3, 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 Web3." So are you trying to tell me that Web3 is all saints and stuff, so there won't be any issues? I'm not saying there won't be. Of course, like any new technology, there are some risks and challenges that comes with Web3. We're talking about privacy concerns and security risks and the fact that the technology is still in its early stages. Oh, come on. Still in its early stages. So you can't expect that it's all squeaky clean and then perfect and everything. Even Web2 that has been around for a while. It's not 100%. So just like any new technology, there are going to be issues, there are going to be concerns and everything. But hey, if we let this thing stop us, we'll never make any progress, right? We'll just be focused on it has issues. But despite all these challenges, the potential benefits of Web3 for marketers cannot be ignored. It offers a chance to create a more equitable and authentic digital landscape where users have more control over their data and marketers can build more meaningful connections with their audience. Yeah, it's just the summary of everything I've been saying. So you can now build like more meaningful connections with your audience. You know what they want. You know what they like. You know your ad has to be giving. Your ad has to give what it's supposed to give. Because if it doesn't give what it's supposed to give, there's no way you'll be able to reach people. There's no way they'll be able to give you opt in to see your ads or give you their data, right? And so you have to be strategic and be particular about what you do. And what is going to be the order of the day is creating meaningful connections, right? Creating meaningful connections with people, with your audience and your customers. And so also one question I would also like to answer in this episode is I've had this question a lot, especially from people in Web2 marketing who are who have questions about Web3 and why should marketers care about it. So the question it asked me is, okay, what exactly does the future hold for Web3? Well, I don't have a crystal ball. I don't have a crystal ball. But one thing is for sure, it has the potential. It has a huge potential to revolutionize the marketing industry. It really does. And with Web3, we can create more personalized campaigns, like you mentioned earlier, why consumers can have more control over their data and online identities. So it's like we're building a better internet, one that's for the people and by the people, right? Just imagine a better internet where nobody is impersonating you because you have your own unique online identity. You can actually track interactions, you can track data on the blockchain network. Just imagine how awesome that is going to be. It's just going to be awesome. And then you don't have to worry that you and your friend are talking about a product in the corner, in the dark corner of your room, and then a few seconds later you're on Facebook and then you are seeing the exact product you talked about. I mean, talk about coincidence. But yeah, I'm just giving that example because it's not gonna happen in Web3, and then so one doesn't have to worry that, okay, is the FBI listening? Is the state security service listening to my conversation? Well, yeah, I hope I have been able to give some clarity on Web3 and why marketers should care about it. And yeah, I mean, it's still in its early stages, and this is the best time to get into it so you can understand how you can leverage Web3 marketing tools to grow your campaigns. I mean, at a point, everybody in Web2 marketing is going to be a Web3 marketer as the world evolves and as the technology gains mainstream adoption. So the best time to get into it is now. And even though you don't want to make a full transition yet, just try to get yourself familiar with the tools, with how it works, understanding how the community and the audience in Web3 works, just to have a better understanding. And if you're looking to transition to Web3 marketing from Web2, I think this is the time to also get into and also take your time to learn what needs to be learned, understand what needs to be understood, and other things like that. I mean, resources might be limited for now, and the ones that are available might be pricey, but there are still a couple of blog posts here and there that can get you started on the knowledge you need. And and yeah, and you can also reach out to me. You can drop a comment after listening to this podcast, or reach out to me on my social media channels. I'm always available, and I love to answer questions. Just call me. Like I said, I'm starting a Web3 fan club, so I want more people to join my fan club. So yeah, I'm always open to answer any questions you have about Web3 marketing. And that's a wrap on today's episode, guys. Thanks for tuning in and learning about Web3 and why marketers should care about it. So if you have any questions or comments, feel free to reach out to me and my social media channels, which will be in the description of this podcast. So if you enjoyed this episode, subscribe to my podcast. Now, let me take that back. Kindly subscribe to my podcast for more exciting episodes on Web3, especially Web3 marketing. Until next time, guys, keep on working in digital world. Bye.